Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. It's Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today we're talking Ready to Love. Today we are talking Ready to Love POTOMAC Reunion Part 2. And specifically in this video, we are discussing the love triangle between Clifton, Dakiya, and Joi. And I just felt so bad for Dakiya because her feelings were not being validated. Shout out though to Sabrina. She's a real one. She's a girl's girl. She is a girl's friend. I appreciated her being there to comfort her because it was just such a messy segment. We literally see in the segment additional dates that Dakiya and Clifton went on and additional conversations that were beyond what we saw on the original show. And remember, Dakiya also went to go meet Clifton's friends, and there's all this flirting, there's all this talk about potentially, being more, and also Dakiya reveals that they've had all these phone conversations and this and that. And once she got to the retreat was when she really saw the strength of Joi and Clifton's connection. And I was very disappointed in Clifton and how he just let Joi berate Dakiya and just make fun of her and just diminish her and diminish her feelings and diminish what she thought. Yes, from our perspective, we could see the strength of the connection of Joi and Clifton, but we have to be honest that Clifton still was entertaining Dakiya to some degree. He was still going out on several dates with her, and if you were all about Joi, you didn't need to do that. You would have pulled to Camille and Cornelius and left the show early because there was nobody else to date. But you wanted to continue to have that connection until you didn't need to have it anymore. And you didn't even, have the balls to say, hey, this is over. I have a stronger connection with Joi. You had to let Dakiya remove herself from the situation so that she wasn't continuing to be played and humiliated. But I just hated how Clifton sat there and just made it seem like this is all in Dakiya's head and just made it seem as though she's telling a lie. She's trying to magnify their connection when obviously there were more dates than what we were shown. There are all these off-camera conversations that are allegedly taking place. And I was very disappointed in Joi that she took the opportunity, instead of trying to have a conversation with Clifton as to why he was continuing to entertain Dakiya if he claimed that she was his number one and this and that. She had all the venom for Dakiya to the point that Dakiya started crying, you guys. And I just felt so bad for her. I felt incredibly bad for her because never let people see you sweat, you guys. Never let people see you upset, crying, or whatever else. Never do that. But I love the class and the poise that Dakiya showed because she easily could have popped off and she would have been in her own right because basically she's being called crazy to her face that she's imagining her connection with Clifton when we all clearly saw that there was more there than what, Clifton is not saying and what Joi is trying to twist around for her favor. And this is what I mean when you can tell people who have not, had the best of relationships in the past and somebody finally acknowledges them, they do the most. And this is the perfect example of that, and Clifton giving Joi a key to his apartment. I just can't, you guys. I just can't. Very interesting. The alleged final two couples both have cheated on their wives. So I'm not, throwing a party because I see the writing on the wall. And there's no reason to celebrate, most of the men this season. The only man that really, seemed as though should have been on the show a lot longer is Wiley. And had Demetrius shown more of himself, I think he actually would have been, a really good single, suitor. However, he just fell back because he really only liked Sabrina, so he didn't put forth any effort into anyone else or anything else for that matter. So there is that. But I was just very disappointed, with the behavior and the nastiness and the cattiness towards Dakiya. It wasn't even necessary. Dakiya's already moved on. She's in a new exclusive relationship, just came back from a vacation. Why are you doing this to her? If Clifton really was all about you, he wouldn't have entertained Dakiya and not making sexual jokes and references. And I think she's bothered that Clifton was also attracted to Dakiya, because you're not having those types of conversations with people you're not physically attracted to. So it was very weird behavior, very awkward behavior, that Clifton just literally just sat there and let just Joi make a fool of herself in front of him, and he didn't say or do anything of substance or anything of significance that, you know, alleviate the situation. You could have at least just told Dakiya, hey, I intended to lead you on for a little bit because I just wanted to ensure that I got myself to the end and that I didn't get eliminated for not having multiple connections, and then it's done. But instead, you're going around this ring around the rosy nonsense and not keeping it a buck, not keeping it honest as what it was. And as a result, it just looks very messy. It looks very messy. And just have the accountability to say, hey, I probably shouldn't have had all these conversations. I probably shouldn't have led you on to give you hope that there could potentially be more and this and that. And you guys both acknowledge your other connections, but you kind of downplayed your other connection with Joi at the same token. Therefore, Dakiya was literally shell-shocked when she got to the retreat and realized it was a lot stronger than what, you know, Clifton had let on, and him basically ignoring her the whole weekend wasn't a good look either. And, you know, the matching onesies and everything else that took place, like, it really just kind of felt like Dakiya was blindsided and that Dakiya felt used. And she has every right to feel validated in her feelings that she thought something was going one way and it didn't, and it totally blew up in her face. But this is the issue. This is what happens when people lead you on and they don't want to tell you, hey, I've moved on to someone else, or hey, I have stronger feelings for someone else. They just ghost you or ghost the situation, and then they let the new person come in and gaslight you and trigger you and get you upset and everything else. And it's just not, it's not it. It's not it. And celebrating having a child before marriage isn't it. Celebrating having a key to an apartment when you live in another country for 6 months out of the year, not excited, you guys, not. Okay, so there's that. But it is what it is. Like, we have to do better, you guys. We have to do better, because this show is going down like the drain, man. It's going down the drain. It's being flushed down the toilet. Like, what is happening? SOS on the show, you guys, because it is day by day that this show is like hitting a new low. And I don't even know when Miami's season begins, but I need a break from Ready to Love, because this was just very disappointing. We need to do better, you guys. We absolutely need to do better. Let me know your guys' thoughts, though. What did you guys think of the gaslighting of Dakiya and the invalidation of Dakiya's feelings and her thought process and everything else? And, you know, Joi having all this energy for Dakiya and no energy for Clifton, for him being attracted to Dakiya enough to make these sexual jokes, to have these late night phone conversations with her, to have these additional dates with her that we never seen, in addition to her meeting his friend. Like, if you weren't serious about Dakiya, none of that's taking place. You would have been done with the show and rode off into the sunset with Joi. But there was something about Dakiya you liked. There was something about Dakiya you were attracted to, and you continued to entertain her and go out on multiple dates. This wasn't a situation where you guys just went on like 1 or 2 dates and, you know, Dakiya thought, you know, the wrong thing and misinterpreted. No, it was way more than that. Way more phone conversations, way more off the camera shenanigans that we were not privy to. And now you're sitting up there playing in her face like she made this all up in her head. And Joi feels a certain type of way because she thought that she was the only person that Clifton was interested in. But literally the clips show otherwise, because you're not having sexual conversations and other types of conversations with people that you're not into in some capacity on this dating show. It's not happening. It wouldn't have happened. So there's that. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.